guys, we are here. Welcome to the Best of Yvonne podcast. Today is our first episode, and I'm so excited to dive into everything, all things, because as you know, I am your bestie through it all. And today we are going to get downright and ugly talking about transformation. So we are on this journey together. We are going to transform our lives. We are going to create the life that we truly want to live, a life that we fall in love with, a life that we are proud to claim as our own by our own design. So, you know me, Yvonne, your bestie through it all, your host on this podcast and on many episodes to come. We are going to get to know each other really, really well. And I'm just excited to be here with you. So let's dive in and let's go all out. Let's give it our all. Today, specifically, I'm going to share with you a little bit about who I am so that you can find yourself in myself and find yourself in your own journey. And we're going to transform together. And I want you to think for just a minute about what is transformation to you? What does transformation look like? And the best analogy that comes to me is think of a caterpillar. Does it even know it's a caterpillar? So oftentimes we don't even know what our potential is. We don't even know, our mind almost can't even fathom or grasp that it could be a butterfly. So I want you, if you do not have a dream or a goal in mind, I want you to think today is day one. We are just at the beginning of your transformation. And this is something I take my coaching clients through. And I truly get to witness a transformation happening within my clients all the time. And I don't know if there's anything more rewarding. So today we're going to go on a transformation. We are starting out as those chubby little caterpillars, and we are going to evolve and grow into a beautiful into a beautiful butterfly. So as we dive in, I want you to think of your life right now, who you are today, the life you're living. Is it one you're proud of? Is it one that you're in love with? Or is it one like many of my clients that feels like they're suffocating, they're drowning, that whose life are they living? Because this is not the life that they anticipated living. So where are you now in this moment? I want you to go there. I want you to feel it. I want you to visualize it. I want you to see it, because we're going to say goodbye. We're going to shed this current reality, and we're going to step into the life we want, the big dreams, the goals. What was it your 7-year-old self dreamt of? Who was it she wanted to be? Because we are going to find her on this journey. So, those of you who do not know me, I grew up on food stamps and welfare. That was my upbringing. I grew up in a small town in Utah. My mother was a single mother raising 6 girls on government's assistance. Our kind neighbors would give us hand-me-down clothes. And that was the beginning of this identity of who I was. This was my caterpillar identity. We were broke. We were poor. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed because we had a clunker of a car and I was wearing someone else's clothes, once loved clothes. And that was not the life I wanted to carry throughout the rest of my life. I knew there was something better. I knew there was more for me, because deep down inside, I had big dreams and goals. I remember being that 7-year-old that would twirl and dance and sing. I literally dreamt of a life of being like a, rhinestone girl, like a Carrie Underwood, someone that would just sing to the top of my lungs and everybody would want to listen. Well, you can obviously tell from the sound of my voice that did not happen. So what I'm saying is we all have a dream, a goal buried inside of us. And oftentimes it's hard to see that as the caterpillar, that chubby caterpillar, because we don't often know what is possible for us. But I knew as a young girl that I wanted more for life. I wanted a bigger life. I wanted a more meaningful life. I wanted a more happy, joyful life. And honestly, it has taken me 40 plus years to find out how to have the life that I truly wanted. And I can tell you today, I am living that life, not just in monetary things, not just because I have a big, beautiful home or I drive a nice, fancy car. No, the life I have is a life I love. I love every single day of my life because I've learned it's a choice and I've learned to master the mindset and create this life by the decisions I make each and every day. And so I'm going to share with you a couple of these tips, a couple of these tricks that I share with my coaching clients to help you start creating and start visualizing the life that you want, and using these tips, these skills, that you can make a habit of it and you can actually wake up every day pinching yourself that you are living this life. Because truly, why are we all here? I don't believe we're here to work a 9 to 5 and do the grind and the hustle and to be disappointed and discouraged and frustrated that we can't pay our bills, that we can't build or live in the dream house that we really want. I believe that we are meant to experience this life to the fullest, to step into our fullest version and to be our best self. And I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn that through books and through mentors and through coaching and through conferences. And so on this podcast, am going to be with you on your journey of transformation. Be your bestie through it all, on the shit days that you're going to have, on the days you want to stay in bed, the days you want to have a pity party and cry that you're not in your best life yet. I'm there. All you have to do is raise that white flag and be like, hey, bestie, I need you today. I need a shoulder. I need a girlfriend. I just need to vent. And that's what this podcast is all about. So let's go back to some of those tips that I want to share with you today that you can start to implement into your everyday life so that you can start to see this change happening. Now, just like anything, it is not going to happen fast. Today, we're just simply planting the seeds so that you will tend to those seeds. You will grow them, you will nurture them, you will love them, and we will be picking weeds, right? We got to keep it clean. We got to keep the mindset clean, healthy, and strong so that these seeds that we are planting will grow and flourish. And one day, you will be able to eat the fruits of your labor. And I promise you that. If it was possible for me, growing up on food stamps, my first home being a double wide trailer, even being kicked out of my house in 9th grade and dropping out of school. If I can be here today, debt free, money in the bank, I can buy anything I want, anytime I want without looking at a price tag. That would be a lifelong goal of mine. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm right here beside you to help you every step of the way. So the first thing we're going to start with is our morning routine, because this is how we start our day. If we roll out of bed annoyed at the alarm clock, if we roll out of bed thinking of all the things we have to do today, that will start to create this momentum around that mindset or that energy, that state of mind that you're in. So one thing I do when I wake up in the morning is, first of all, I have an alarm that goes off, and it's beautiful meditation music. And I literally lay there and I think of my 5 gratitude senses. Okay. So this is in my book and I'm going to share it with you today. So if you can't think of anything you're grateful, we're going to use our 5 senses, and that being the touch. I love the soft sheets. I love my warm bed. Okay. So we're going to be grateful and show gratitude for each of these 5 things. The smell of fresh linens, right? Like, those downy softeners that last for a long time. I love a clean, soft sheet. I love the smell of my clean sheets. And then the sound. Well, that's our beautiful morning meditation music coming through. It just keeps us calm and it puts us in a state that we can really be grateful. And then What else? What do you see? Well, if you're like me, I'm a fur baby lover. I have 2 dogs, 2 mini schnauzers, and they love to sandwich me in my bed. So I have Kira, it's always on the right of me, and Sunny always on the left. And I love to just see them. They're just so comfy. And the funny thing is, Kira, she will literally crawl in bed, tuck herself, pull the covers up over her to where just her little head's hanging out. And it just makes me beam, like literally grin ear to ear. She's just the sweetest, funniest thing. And she just makes me so happy. So I love to see her when I wake up in the morning. Um, and then, let's see, we talked about what we taste. Okay. I always leave a glass of water by my bed because nothing's worse than waking up parched. So let's just use 5 senses. You can pick your own, whether that's you jumping out of bed, going to get a cup of coffee, sitting on the patio, listening to the birds, whatever it is. I want you to just sit in gratitude when you wake up. And this is going to create momentum for your day. Your day will run smoother. You'll feel more refreshed. You'll be happier. And think of it as you are putting on your cape or your shield that is going to set you out into the world as your best self. So that any and all of the daggers that will be flying at you through the day, as we know they do, they're just literally going to bounce off you because you've really encapsulated yourself into this beautiful state of being. So that's how we're going to start our day. And then once we step out of our bed, I always like to hit the ground on my knees and thank you, God, I'm alive. I'm on the right side of the ground. So thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, God. Thank you to whoever you want to thank. And then I move my body. I stretch my body. I am grateful for my body because, without this body, I couldn't be me. I couldn't do the things I do. And you guys, I love life. I'm obsessed with life. I'm a lover of life and all humanity, and I have big energy. I'm a big personality, and I want this body to allow me to do all the things this beautiful life has to offer. So that's the next thing I want you to do is just move your body, be grateful for it, because when you love your body, it loves you back and it gives you the energy you need. Next, we are going to journal. You guys, I am absolutely obsessed with journaling. And just so you know, I've actually designed and created my own journal. It's the Best of You journal that will launch the first of the year with the book, my first book. It's just a small guide, really talking about what we're talking about here is just how to create the life you want. And it's, titled From Food Stamps to Fortunes because it really is my story of where I came from and where I'm at now. And if I can do it, you can too. So in this journal, it will have prompts. It will help you reflect. It will help you set goals. And it also has little activities of moving your body, shifting your mood. So when you wake up, I want you to journal. I want you to be present. I want you to be self aware. And I want you to be intentional. And so maybe you start out with an intention for the day, or you start out with an affirmation for the day. But each of these steps is in itself a process of reprogramming the mind because we have a monkey mind, we have mind chatter that most of the time will self sabotage. It's more of a self destructive dialogue that we have because that's the way the mind is designed, is to keep us alive. It's to, protect us and keep us out of danger. And so it unfortunately creates this dialogue of let's play small, let's not be too big, let's not be too loud, let's just be safe and let's survive. Sister, no one here is surviving. We are going to be thriving. Every single day for the rest of your life is a day of thriving where you're living full out, unapologetic, that you're at the end of the day being like, I absolutely had the best day ever. Because that is truly possible for each and every one of us to live every day so grateful for the day we lived. So, what's an affirmation that you can create today that will start the reprogramming? And one of my affirmations is, I am big love. I'm going to share my love with all those in my path or on my journey. Um, my energy is pixie dust. Literally sprinkle, or it's like glitter, our energy. And I want to sprinkle my energy everywhere so that anyone in my presence feels better about themselves. Um, I am the light and love, and I stand in my power. I know who I am and I love who I am, which we will talk about on the next episode of self love. But I want you to create an affirmation that you can live up to or live into. You may not believe it right now today because, again, we are the chubby caterpillar. We are evolving. But what would the beautiful butterfly say to herself? Okay, so I want you to create an affirmation. I want you to write it down. And you know what? Better yet, why don't you write it down on your mirror that you're going to be looking at yourself every morning in, right? So that you can see the affirmation over and over and over to where that affirmation gets ingrained into the cellular DNA of who you are and who you're becoming. Okay, so we've journaled, we've created an affirmation, we created an intention. An intention is, who do you want to show up as today? Yvonne, you're going to show up as light and love, and you're going to smile. And we know our smiles are contagious. So we're going to go out into the world and smile at everyone we make eye contact with. So I'm going to set that intention for the day. And that intention is going to be in my mind all day long. And that's who I'm going to show up as. And so when people see me, I want them to be like, oh my gosh, she is just so happy and smiley and they want to be around me. I want to be that kind of person people want to be around because I think we all know what it's like to be around someone we just really don't want to be around. So again, that's your energy, that's your pixie dust, or that's your poison. You choose. So those are just a few of the tips I want you to start with. Putting pen to paper is powerful. Start every day writing down your thoughts, writing down your ideas, and you will get clarity. And we're going to talk more on these episodes about how I created my multiple businesses, how I created, a product that is now in all over in the US, Europe, Canada, because it's when you get that clarity and you get those inspiration, those ideas, they evolve and they turn into something. Because we want to be living a different life. We want a better life, and we can constantly be evolving our life to improve time and time again. So when you're journaling, be mindful when there's downloads, when there's ideas or inspiration, write them down because we're going to talk about this, how we act on it and how we bring it to fruition. So be mindful of today's episode. Be mindful of you do not have to stay a chubby caterpillar. You do not have to stay in a double wide trailer. You do not have to stay on food stamps and welfare. Okay, just because that's where you came from doesn't mean that's where you need to stay or where you need to continue. Okay, so stick with me. Every episode is going to be loaded with love, with pearls, with nuggets, and we're also going to bring on some guest speakers that will share their journey of transformation or share their insights, their success, their failures. We really are your besties, and women, you guys, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to impact 4 million women. And my message is I want these women to know who they are, to love who they are, and to create a life that they're proud of, a life by design, a life that they want to share with the world. And, we all have a story, we all have a message. I believe women, we need to stand in, step up, and reach back and pull a sister up so that we can all rise together because I do believe it is up to us to make this world even more beautiful, one bestie at a time. So that is my episode for you today. I'm sending so much love. We're going to keep today's short and simple. As we come out with more episodes, they will get nittier and grittier, longer, and packed full with more knowledge, more tips, more tricks, and all the good stuff. And there might even be episodes that we just laugh and cry and we just share like our dirty laundry, because this is your safe place. This is a place where we come together, we love, we support, and we are a community that we choose to belong to. And if anything, if our message can inspire, impact, or educate another sister, well, then we've done our job. So until next time, be the light and the love and spread your pixie dust to everyone and anyone you meet.